Creating cartoons is a tough business. Not only do you have to take into consideration your animation budget, you also have to figure out the right tonal balance. Now, plenty of shows have tried and failed to appeal to both children and adults. But then there are others that attempt to do something dramatic, only for it to backfire as a surreal step into the bizarre. These strange moments continue to live on in our childhood canon, and so we at Flickering Myth thought we'd look at 5 genuinely creepy moments from past cartoons. And as always, if you like the video, please consider subscribing. At number 5, Cindy wanted Jimmy to stay with her on the island. And The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius was one of Nickelodeon's most popular shows for a reason. It combined the fun pop science nature of Bill Nye the Science Guy with the then burgeoning techniques of 3D animation. Now, most of the plots continue to hold the same entertainment value they did back in the day, with the exception of the 3rd season episode, Stranded. In this apparent homage to the Blue Lagoon, Cindy and Jimmy get stranded on a deserted island and have to temporarily rebuild their lives while they await a rescue from their friends. Now, while decently developing the romantic relationship between the two protagonists, it takes a turn to the creepy at the end when Cindy decides that she doesn't want to leave, attempting to beg Jimmy to stay on the island.
Just the 2 of us.
It's one thing to have a woman make that request, it's another to have a 12-year-old girl do it. The worst part is, you can see Jimmy almost give in. At number 4, Rocco's Modern Life. Mrs. Bighead tries to seduce Rocco. Rocco's Modern Life was the show the late great Stephen Hillenburg worked on prior to creating SpongeBob, and it's not hard to see the similarities. The series, which followed the daily antics of a wallaby named Rocco, often managed to combine biting satire with some genuinely impressive innuendo. Unfortunately, one of those instances of innuendo ended up going too far. In the episode Leapfrogs, the writers apparently decided to do a parody of The Graduate by having Mrs. Bighead yearn for the affection of Rocco after feeling unappreciated by her husband. This culminates in some creepy antics, from her having Rocco watch a mating documentary to Rocco accidentally ripping off her dress. We're not sure of that one. Number 3, Mrs. Finch and Randall psychologically tortured TJ. Recess was a series that managed to tap into the zeitgeist of audiences at the time. Featuring a Breakfast Club cast of characters, it embodied what most of us felt like as kids in elementary. Alongside this, Recess incorporated dramatic moments, but one of those scenes went into child abuse territory courtesy of the series' antagonist was Finster. In the episode The Box, Finster and her teacher's pet Randall decide to punish TJ by having him sit inside a square. Now, while a seemingly dumb punishment, it ends up triggering TJ's claustrophobia and isolation, leaving him literally mentally damaged from the experiences. He does end up recovering and growing immune to the torment, but the idea that an adult like Finster got pleasure out of doing this was pretty creepy. And number 2, Courage the Cowardly Dog, the Violin Girl. Now, where to begin with Courage? From King Ramsay to the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse to that weird floating skull thing, it was a show that truly embodied the horror genre, which makes it hard to pick a single creepy moment. However, we feel we've managed to do just that. In the episode Courage in the Big Stinking City, the gang heads over to a sketchy town after Muriel wins a sitar contest. As is usually the case, the contest is run by an oddball creature named Schwick, who strong-arms Courage into getting him a package while Muriel is under his watch. Now, to get it, Courage heads to a rundown hotel where he opens one of the room doors to see a seemingly innocent girl playing the violin. Only when she turns around, it turns out she's yet another freaky-looking monstrosity. This one made of claymation instead of CGI. Still nightmarish nonetheless. And at number 1...
It all started when I was born.
Let's just say Harlan Ellison would be very proud of the visual result. And there you have it, 5 of the creepiest moments in children's cartoons. But are there any that terrified you as a kid? As always, you know what to do. Post them in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to Flickering Myth for more content. Until the next time, we'll see you again soon.